to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for that. Carol, please let the record show the Supervisors Cecil, Savavi, Cowan, and Gizio are in attendance. In addition, our Township Manager, Don Januso, Police Chief Sean Bukovinsky, our Public Works Director, Bill Blocktorf, our Director of Zoning, Bruce Bosley, our Township Engineer, Dan Nazaroff, and our Township Solicitors here is Alan Shipper is here in place of Gretchen Moore this evening. This time, as you're aware, if you have any comments on the agenda or questions on items on the agenda, please feel free to make it at this time. So that everybody can hear, we do need you to come up to the microphone, though, to address the board. So if anybody has any questions or comments on agenda items. With a couple announcements. Our Historic Society meets Wednesday, July 19th. Our tax office and township building will be closed on July 4th tomorrow. Our annual Hot Grill Car Show is on Saturday, July 22nd, and the Cecil Township number 3 Fireman's Carnival is scheduled for July 31st through August 5th, with a parade on August 5th at 6 p.m. For our resolutions, our first resolution is 084-2017, is to consider the conditional use application of range resources for the Augustine well off the North DePaoli Road. A couple things. There was a question asked about the Elizabeth Cowden and possibly having a conflict of interest. I think our solicitors looked into that for her, and I think you have did a memorandum on that.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I did also, I think we want to announce at this point that there was an executive session held last Thursday with the board for quasi-judicial deliberations in this matter, so that'll be noted. At the hearing in this matter, an issue was raised with regard to Supervisor Cowan. Her statement of financial interest was put into record, and she indicated on there properly that one of her sources of income was range resources. So there was a question raised as to whether she was able to vote on this matter. And it's our understanding that Supervisor Cowan has a gas lease with range resources, but that the lease relates to property which is not in Cecil Township, nor is part of this well site. And so she is not a lessor nor a member of the unit associated with this well site. Based on these facts, it's our opinion that there is no conflict of interest which would prevent her from voting on the conditional use application. There's no conflict of interest as set forth in the law. I put this in writing, and we're going to hand it in so it can become part of the official minutes of this meeting, so Supervisor Cowan is permitted to vote.
Thank you. During our executive session or the deliberation session, the Township Board members worked with our staff and even raised resources on some offers for conditions. As you're aware, a conditional use hearing is it's a use by right with conditions. And we do have a list of 26 conditions that are proposed for tonight to be voted on. We will make copies available once the board takes official action on them, but I do want to read them just quickly, just so anybody who has an interest in the audience gets a chance to hear it. The conditions where the well will be approved will be all activities conducted in association with the well shall be in accordance with the laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and federal laws and in compliance with all applicable township ordinances. Range resources shall obtain all the proper permits from the Commonwealth. Lighting on the site shall be directed downward and shielded to avoid glare on public roads. Protected uses and adjacent dwellings and buildings. Range provided the township and will continue to update its preparedness, prevention, and contingency plan in accordance with all applicable laws and regulations. Range shall meet with township safety control individuals, including but not specifically limited to the fire chief, police chief, code inspector, and county emergency management appointee to discuss and provide information regarding any emergency response, preparedness, prevention, and contingency plans. Range shall provide a schedule for the township identifying anticipated dates for site preparation and construction, drilling, and completion of the wells. Township recognizes that these dates may change, and Range will update the township with anticipated dates of such activities. Range from the start of any construction activity to the completion of operations shall provide 24-hour security 7 days a week at the access road. During the drilling and completion phases, security shall include security personnel being present at the access road. During any other time, a lock gate designed to prevent vehicular and pedestrian traffic shall be acceptable. Further, Range will work with the township to address township concerns related to security at the well site. The first 50 feet of the proposed access road shall be paved with asphalt. The remainder shall be consisted of compacted, stabilized aggregate or equivalent. The 50 foot of asphalt shall be vacuumed and broomed to prevent debris from being carried into the road. The compacted, stabilized aggregate portion of the access road shall be treated with dust suppressant to reduce airborne dust that may occur. Range shall obtain a driveway permit if necessary for the construction and use of said access road adjoining North DePaoli Road. Range shall provide an approved off-street parking area for vehicles to stand or be positioned while gaining entrance to the access road, and such shall be adequate so that it does not disrupt the normal flow of traffic on the township roads. Range shall comply and meet all township standards with regard to sound levels as provided in the applicable township zoning ordinance. Additionally, Range shall install sound walls as described during the public hearing and specifically as set forth in the findings of facts and conclusions of law number 25. Now, we do have a copy of that. We'll make that available also. It's kind of lengthy. It talks about the heights of the walls, the lengths, and the perimeters and things like that. There are to be no activities associated with the proposed use that will result in malodorous gas or matter discernible at any point on or beyond the applicable lot lines. All earth-moving activities and stormwater management on the subject property shall comply with the terms and conditions of a PADEP approved DNS control plan and all such required permits. Said plans will be provided to the township before any work is to begin. Range shall be responsible for all damage to any township roadways caused by the activity of Range. If necessary, Range will enter into a road maintenance agreement and provide to the township, according to township standards, road bonds to be held by and on behalf of the township. Range agrees that should it drill any additional wells above the 8 that are proposed in its application, at any time, Range will provide advance notice to the township and comply with the conditions set forth herein. Range shall provide adequate, obvious, and specific signage of the route to the well site for vehicles associated with the proposed activity. The use of the term vehicle associated with the proposed activity is intended to include those trucks commonly referred to as triaxle trucks, water trucks, or of a weight requiring the road to be bonded. It is not intended to mean general passenger trucks or vehicles traveling to the site. Just a couple more. Range shall continue to review the efficiency and safety of all traffic plans and routes, and will meet with township representatives to address any issues regarding said plan or route, including traffic flow and safety, if requested by the township. Range shall provide flagmen and traffic control devices along that portion of the route which is the township road to maintain the safe flow of traffic along said route. Flagmen and any other traffic control devices shall be provided at all times when there is heavy traffic, movement of large equipment, and or similar demands on the township road network. Range shall inform drivers that jake brake usage on trucks is restricted. In addition, signage to reflect the same shall be placed along the applicable route. Range agrees to restrict heavy truck traffic, 3 or more axles, on the township road during those periods in time in which the Canada School District schedules morning and afternoon school bus drop-offs and pickups of students. Range shall also provide a contact person and phone number to the district transportation office. Range shall provide township with the contact information which will allow representatives of Range to be contacted 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to address any issue, complaint, or emergency during operations. If a reasonable and valid complaint is registered with the township, Range will address such complaint within 24 hours of notification to it and take whatever reasonable means necessary to relieve and cure said complaint. While the township acknowledges that specific resolution of the complaint may not occur within 24 hours of notification, Range will take steps necessary to address that complaint, and if warranted, provide the township and complainant with the plan of how it intends to address the issue. Range shall maintain at the property and on file with the township a current list and corresponding safety data sheet, formerly referred to as material safety data sheets, of and for all chemicals used in the drilling and fracturing operations. Township shall not in any manner assume any liability for actions or non-actions committed by Range, its representatives, contractors, subcontracts at the proposed site, which is the subject of this conditional use. Finally, Range agrees that prior to the commencement of drilling activities, no construction activities involving excavation of alteration to or repair work on any access road or well site shall be performed during the hours between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. Did I miss anything? Do you have anything else that came up since our deliberation session? Is there a motion to approve the
I have a question.
conditional
Can I ask
use?
a question?
Sure.
I see the range attorneys with the paper, so they were given a copy of these conditions already?
I don't know.
You don't know if those conditions that the supervisor set were given to
I
range
don't
yet?
know. Do you know if anything was passed out yet?
I'm not sure.
I mean, that's what they're looking at over there.
I don't know if I didn't give it out.
Has any of the supervisors given one to range yet?
All right,
Have you-
we're not gonna have you polling the board members.
I mean, we didn't receive one as a party to the suit, so I would assume that if they received one, we should have received one as well.
Actually, they probably had information before us because a lot of information they gleaned from all the other well applications that were approved in
Oh, so
other
they told you what to vote
municipalities.
for, okay, I see. Okay, just getting my facts straight.
All right, thanks. Is there a motion to approve the conditional use application of Range Resources for an Augustine well with these 26
I make that motion.
conditions? It's been moved. There's a
I'll
second.
second
It's been moved and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Pre-recorded vote is 4 to 0. The motion carries. For our 085-2017, to consider the first release of funds